Second base for the Bulldogs, number 16, MJ Garcia. Number 1 in right field, Hurley Liendo. At first base, number 11, Martin Vera Carlton.
All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are live here from Tahoka, Texas, where the Hornets are getting ready to take on the Tahoka Bulldogs for Game 2 of the Bi-District Championship. The ball game's just about to get started. The live video should have been going for a while, so I'm a little late getting on as far as like talking, but here I am before the game starts. So we're ready to get going. Up first for the Hornets is going to be Cal Carter. Hornets lost yesterday to the Tahoka Bulldogs 4-11, so hoping to come back today strong and be able to force a game 3. Cal's going to pop it up. It's going to go out of play, though. So Cal's up at the plate with strike 1. And Cal's going to hit it. It's going to go straight to the first baseman. First baseman's going to take care of it for out number 1. Up next is going to be Jabron Ornelas. Looks like we're going to be a little more aggressive today from the plate. Yesterday looked like, in Sudan and with Pimi and I right behind the plate, it looked like we passed up some opportunities for some good pitches, and got in a jam, either a full count or 2 strikes, and ended up either getting struck out looking or hitting a pop up or something. So hopefully today we won't let too many good pitches go by. Jay's going to hit it to shortstop. Shortstop slings it over to first and going to be out number 2. So again, being a little more aggressive at the plate today, but just hitting it kind of where they're at. Up next is the pitcher, Caleb Gretkin. So 2 down here. Caleb with first pitch is a ball. Pitch 2 is inside for ball 2. And ball 3 is inside. So Caleb with 3 balls and no strikes. And in there for strike 1. So 3 balls, 1 strike for Caleb Gretkin. 2 down here. Top of the first. And Caleb going to hit a base hit to left field, and he'll be safe at first. That'll bring up Dylan Province, catcher for the Hornets. If it sounds like I'm talking like a golf meet, I'm up in the booth, and it's kind of quiet up here, so I'm going to try not to yell and bother the public announcer. So I'm going to try to talk softly unless it gets exciting, and y'all know me, I probably can't be quiet. So, okay, Caleb on first. Dylan up to bat. And strike in there. 2-1. Okay, 1 ball, 1 strike for Dylan Province. Ball 2. Caleb Gretkin still on first base. A lot better view today from way up here in the press box. Hope y'all can see everything. 2-1 pitch here for Dylan. And Caleb's going to go. Dylan gets it down the third base line, but it's going to be foul ball. So 2 balls, 2 strikes for D-Man. Caleb went last time, but he had to come back. Foul ball. So high ball 3, and that'll open the door for Caleb to go to second. So he does advance safely. So full count here for Dylan. Caleb on second. Top of the first. 2 outs for the Hornets. And Dylan again down the third baseline. Foul ball. On deck is Julian Salas. Full count here for Dylan. 0-0, top of the first inning. 2 outs for the Hornets. And hit him. That makes 14 hit by pitches for Dylan Province. I believe that's probably a record for the Hornets baseball program. They just like to throw at him. Don't know why. So Dylan will take a free base. He'll get a courtesy runner. Angel Martinez in for Dylan Province, and up to the plate is Julian Salas with 2 on, 2 out for top of the first. First pitch almost hits Julian inside. Second pitch is high, ball 2. No score here, top of the first. 2 on for the Hornets. 2-0 count for Julian Salas. And in there for strike 1. Looked a little high from here, but it's sunk in there. So 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 out, 2 on. Pitch in there on the outside corner is a ball. So 3 balls, 1 strike for Julian Salas here. And high pitch in there, but Julian's going to swing at it. So full count here for Julian with 2 on and 2 out. Cello King on deck. And Julian going to get a piece of that, fouls it out of play. So stays alive here. Full count, 2 outs, 2 on, top of the first. Pitch is in there, and it's high for ball 4. So Julian will get a free base. That brings up Cello King with bases loaded. We had a couple of instances yesterday with bases loaded, but were unable to capitalize. So hopefully today we're a little more aggressive with runners in scoring position. 2 down here for the Hornets. And ball is in the dirt for ball 1. And pitch number 2 is a strike. Cello fouls it back. Strike 1. All right, timeout on the mound here. 1-1 strike for Cello King, 2 outs. Bases are juiced. No score here, top of the first. And pitching there for strike 2. So Cello with 1-2 strikes, 2 out, and bases loaded. And Cello going to hit it. It's going to roll across, and it's bobbled by the shortstop, and he's going to beat it out. And Hornets are going to score Caleb Gretkin and take the score first here. So it's 1-0. Hornets, all runners advance. Cello just too fast on the air by shortstop and got to the base. And base is still loaded. Kincaid boning up for the Hornets with a score of 1-0 in favor of the Hornets. 2 out. And pitching there is in for a ball. So an RBI single by Cello King to score their Hornets' first run. Bases are still loaded with Kincaid boning at the plate. Strike is thrown in there. So 1-1 strike, 2 outs for the Hornets. And outside strike 2, Kincaid chased it. So 1-2 strikes, 2 outs. Bases loaded here, top of the first. 1-0 favor the Hornets. One-two pitch is swing and a miss and strike 3. So that is out number 3. Hornets get a run, 3 stranded, and they will take the field to play defense. I believe Caleb Gretkin's going to take the mound for the Hornets today. We'll be back in a minute. All right, we're back. Tahoka up to bat. Jordan Hicks going to be up first for the Bulldogs. Hornets up 1-0. Again, Caleb Gretkin on the mound for the Hornets. First pitch is a ball 1. And second pitch is hit right back to Caleb, and he's going to get it over to Julian for out number 1. Next up is Stone from Tahoka. 1 out. Hornets up 1-0 here, bottom of the first. And high on the outside, pitch number 1 is a ball. And second one's a little bit low, ball 2. Nobody on, 1 out. Hornets up 1-0, bottom of the first. And pitch 3 is in there for a ball. So 3 balls, no strikes for Stone. And Caleb gets a strike in there. And ball 4 will walk the batter. So 1 on, 1 out. Dante Garcia up for Tahoka. Stone is on first base for Tahoka. Caleb Gretkin on the mound. I won't be able to tell you pitches today because my phone has Game Changer on it, and the phone's what's doing the video, so I can't look at Game Changer. But if you're not familiar with how baseball works, and wild pitch is going to get away from Province, that'll send Stone to second. The pitch count is important in baseball. Yesterday, Cal Carter exhausted all his pitches, so he is done for the series. Caleb Gretkin did not pitch yesterday, so he's got a full set of 110 pitches to give today. Number 1 pitcher for Tahoka is also pitched all his pitches, and so we'll see different pitchers today for both teams. All right, in there for strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike for Garcia. 1 on, 1 out. Hornets up 1-0. Bottom of the first. Runner thought about going, didn't. Pitches in there for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes for Garcia. Stone is on second base. And pitch, runner goes, foul ball down the right field side. Runner will have to go back. So 1 ball, 2 strikes still for Garcia. And in there for strike 3. So 2 down here. That's the first strikeout for Caleb. So Sam Kessler up for Tahoka with 2 outs. Hornets up 1-0. 1 on. And Kessler's going to be hit by pitch. So that will put runners on first and second. So 2 outs here, bottom of the first. Runners on first and second. This brings up Caden Gutierrez for Tahoka. Hornets up 1-0. Bottom of the first. 2 out. Runner's going to go, and pitch is a little bit low, going to be called a ball. So runners advance to third and second. One ball, no strikes. Caleb in there for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at second and third. 2 out for the Hornets. leading 1-0. Ball a little low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch in there, a little bit on the outside. Looked good to me. Looked like it crossed the plate, but 3 balls, 1 strike for Caleb Gretkin. Caden Gutierrez at the plate for the Bulldogs. And swung and a miss. Actually got a piece of it, so full count here for Gutierrez with 2 on. Hornets up 1-0, bottom of the first. And ball 4 is going to load the bases. McCluskey up to bat for Tahoka. And strike 1. Runners at first, second, third. 2 out here for the Hornets, and a strike 2 thrown by Caleb Gretkin. So 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. Hornets up 1-0. And swung and a miss. Strike 3. That'll be 3 outs. Caleb Gretkin retires the side without a score. So Hornets still up 1-0 here at the end of the first inning. Back in a minute. All right, we're back. Hornets back up to bat. Leading 1-0. Up to bat for the Hornets. The I'm sorry, not Ornelas. Abram. So two pitches in there for 2 strikes for Abram Granados. And pitch 3 is a ball. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. and swing and a miss, and that will be strike 3 for out number 1. Up to bat next is Kyler Edwards. And then we're back to the top with Cal Carter. First pitch is outside and ball 1. Kyler fouls off the next one for strike 1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out here for the Hornets, top of the second, leading 1-0. And pitch is in there for strike 2, so 2 balls, 2 strikes for Kyler Edwards. 1 out. And ball is high for ball 3. So full count here for Edwards. And outside corner gets strike 3. So 2 down here for the Hornets. Brings back up Cal Carter, top of the lineup for the Hornets, up 1-0. And pitcher slips on the mound. It's going to be in there for ball 1. Just lost his footing a little bit. And second pitch was behind Carter. So pitcher a little bit rattled there. So 2 balls, no strikes, 2 out. Top of the second. And in there for strike 1. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Hornets leading 1-0. And Cal gonna get it hit. He's gonna hit it right to second. And ball is bobbled a little bit, but it looked like I guess he recovered it because they're gonna get the out. Caleb Swafford gonna question that just a little bit. Looked like it was bobbling it as Cal came across the plate. So that'll be out number 3. 3 up, 3 down for the Hornets, and they will take the field again. We'll be back in a minute. All right, up next for the Bulldogs is Leando. And Caleb going to get a pitch in there, and it goes right to him. He's going to get the out at first to Julian. Bottom of the second, Hornets up 1-0. Up next is Martine Vera Carlton. Actually, that's not right. Yes, it is. Vera Carlton is up. Pitch in there outside, ball 1. Pitch 2 is a strike. So 1-1 strike here for Vera Carlton. 1 out. Bottom of the second, Hornets up 1-0. Nobody on. Pitches outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. And in there for strike 2. I just noticed they're keeping pitches on the scoreboard, so that's helpful. So that is the 28th pitch for Caleb Gretkin. And swing and a foul, so 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here, 1 out. Hornets up 1-0. Nobody on. And ball in there for strike, and it's going to be hit to Julian Salas, and he'll touch base easy for out number 2. So 2 outs here. Rendon up to bat. Hornets leading 1-0. And there's strike 1 for Caleb Gretkin. And outside ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 out. Hornets up 1-0. And inside ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. 2 out. Nobody on. Bottom of the second. And swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 out. Two pitch is in there. Swing and a miss for out number 3 for Rendon. So 3 up, 3 down for the Hornets. I've got to see if we can't put a few more runs on the board here. We'll be back in a second. All right, Hornets are back up, top of the third inning. Sorry, up 1-0, and Jabin Ornelas is up for the Hornets. First pitch is a strike. Second pitch is outside, bounces in front of the plate. So ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike for Ornelas. And a swing and a miss for strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. I know we got a lot of Little League games tonight. Some people couldn't make it over to the game. That's the word that we're live, and we'll figure out how to get you told how the game's going. I said if it's softball, I talk all day, but I have to kind of work at it on baseball. But I'll do the best I can. Timmy not able to make it over today. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And high ball 3, so full count for Ornelas. Nobody on, top of the third. Hornets up 1-0. And in there for strike 3, got caught looking for out number 1. And again, that's what we don't want to have. We want to be aggressive at the plate, get a good hit, get a good pitch, and we need to be hitting it. So 1 out here, top of the third. Caleb Gretkin up to bat. Hornets up 1-0. And Caleb gets another base hit. This one's going to split the gap, and it's going to go by the right fielder. Caleb's going to go for 2, and it's going to be thrown to the plate a little bit wide. And Caleb's going to be safe at second for a double. That'll bring up Dylan Province, who I believe holds the record for the Hornets for the most hit by pitches at 14. I don't know why some people just attract the ball. I'm not sure how that works, but all right, 1 out here, top of the third. Caleb Gretkin on second. Dylan Province up to bat. So anyway, text your friends, tell them to tune in and listen as these Hornets try to extend to a game 3. And first pitch is high, ball 1. So second pitch is inside, almost hits Dylan. He's waiting on it. So 2 balls, no strikes. 1 out. Caleb Gretkin on second. Hornets up 1-0, top of the third. Julian Salas is on deck. And pitches in there for strike 1. 2 balls, 1 strike. 1 out. Runner on second for the Hornets. Pitch is high, barely caught by the catcher. So that'll be 3 balls, 1 strike for Dylan with the runner on second. Hornets leading 1-0 here, top of the third. And ball looked a little high, but called strike 2, so full count here for Province. If I say the score a lot, that's because I was asked to say the score a lot. Oh. Sometimes we forget to say the score, so if I say it too much, I'm sorry. And ball 4 is high. That'll send Dylan to first with runners on first and second. He'll probably get a courtesy runner, and that'll be Angel Martinez out to run for Dylan Province. Up next is Julian Salas, runners on first and second. Again, Hornets leading 1-0, top of the third. 1 out. First pitch is high, ball one. So that is the 59th pitch for Stone. Again, the limit is 110. And in there for strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 2 on here. Top of the third, Hornets lead 1-0. High ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike for Solace. And fouled back. So 2 balls, 2 strikes for Solace, 1 out, 2 on. Top of the third, Hornets lead 1-0. A little bit breezy over here at Tahoka. It's not terrible, but flags flying pretty good. Overall, pretty day for baseball. Pitch is in there, and not sure exactly what happened. If the ump called a foul ball or what. Looked like it was fouled off the catcher. So I guess we're going to talk about it here, see what happened. Looked like he fouled it and then it hit the catcher and bounced into play. But of course, I think that'd be a foul ball, but we'll see what they call. There's 4 umpires out there. And, sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's not a good thing. So usually we have 2, but playoffs we have 4, I guess. So we talked about that yesterday. I've never seen 4 umpires. No, 4 yesterday. Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see what they called him out. Not sure. It looked like to me it bounced off the catcher, but they're going to call Julian out. I'm not sure the assistant coach on first base is too happy about it either. So we're going to have Coach Tully and Coach Swafford talking to both umpires, trying to figure out what that call was, because it looked like Solace fouled it, hit the catcher, and it bounced off the catcher, went into the field of play, and they threw it to first like he was going to get out, but it looked like a foul ball off the catcher. So I don't know. Right now, Coach Tully's trying to argue that. I don't blame him. It was a little bit of a call that was, caught the umpires off guard. I don't think they were really paying attention to what was going on. So we're going to tell Tully to get back to his coach's box, and that will be 2 outs as they go ahead and call Solace out. Still talking about it. Okay, wait a minute. He can go where he wants to go. He doesn't have to go back. If it was actually a hit, he can go where he wants to go. That makes no sense. And they're going to make runners go back to where they come from. If it was determined that it was a hit, then the runners can advance. I don't know exactly. That call is that's not adding up with me. The math is not mathing here. So they're going to make Martinez and Gretkin go back to their bases respectively. And yeah, that Tully's still talking to the third base umpire about that, which he should be, because that if they're going to determine he was out with a hit, then the runners can advance. So nonetheless, Cello King is up, 2 out here, top of the third. Hornets up 1-0, and runners on first and second now, not second and third. yeah, that was a little bit of an interesting chain of events there. Um, outside ball one for Cello King. I think that both your Hornet coaches are a little bit frustrated with that call. And a ball in there for a foul, and it's 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 out here for Cello King. Runners on first and second. Cello got an RBI while ago. He hit it to shortstop with bases loaded and scored a run, so he can do it again here. Top of the third, 1-0 in favor of the Hornets. High ball two. I don't know. I think softball. There's a time limit on pitching. It's like 20 seconds. I don't know if there's the same kind of limit on baseball. I'm not sure about that. But it seems like we are taking quite a bit of time in between pitches. And in there for ball three. So 3 balls, 1 strike for Cello King. 2 on, 2 out. Top of the third, Hornets up 1-0. And Cello going to be hit by pitch. That'll load the bases. So Gretkin at third, Martinez at second, and Cello at first. 2 out here. Hornets up 1-0. Top of the third. So Kincaid Boning up. Bases loaded. And we're going to have a visit to the mound, so we'll be back in a minute. All righty, we're back. Kincaid Boning, bases loaded, 2 outs here. Hornets up 1-0. Ball in there for strike one. Two out here, top of the third. And inside ball two. No, sorry, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike for Boning. 2 out, 3 on. And Kincaid gets a piece of it, but he's going to hit it out of play. So 1 ball, 2 strikes for Boning.